And you engineered the Ronaldo Billboard moment quite perfectly. So what's your framework for thinking about creating viral moments?
Well, what was that? I missed that.
Funny that you
Tell
think
me.
We can put that on the screen.
Yeah.
it's funny that you think that was planned.
No?
So basically, I'm a massive United fan. Yeah.
Oh, very good.
There's
I'm not going to. I can show it to the camera, but
Yeah.
we'll put it up on the screen.
There's a red one which we did on the day he signed. Okay, so I'm a big United fan.
Yeah.
My dad is
Sorry about that.
Yeah, it's not great at the moment. My dad is probably more a Ronaldo fan than a United fan, and the murmurs were coming out. He was leaving Juventus. He was going to go somewhere else. I don't know where he was going to go. Then he was going to go to City. And I was like, Dad, this is PR. There's no way he's going to City. And I was sat in the pub with Natalie, who's our COO now. And I was like, Nat, get Manchester screens on the phone, and let's get a pre-auth plan in case Ronaldo comes to United. There's no way that United will let him go to City. No way. And I said, get Faye, who's a girl who did some artwork, did the artwork for us. I said, get her to just mock something up. And this was about 4:30. And at 5 p.m, he signed. But in the half an hour before, I was negotiating with Manchester Screens, because a leading fast fashion brand in Manchester were also doing the same thing. So we outbid them because it definitely meant more to me than it did. And there was a lot of emotion in it because I wanted to do it for my dad as well. But also what happened, I knew it would get press. Because you remember the Welcome to Zlatan thing?
Yeah.
I think Stephen Bartlett did, or Social Chain did. I knew it would get press. And it was right. It's the biggest screen in Manchester. And we did it. We just did it. It costs way more than we should have paid.
How much does that cost? Go on, tell us.
Oh, I don't know.
Go on.
25 we paid.
25 grand.
Yeah.
But what's the rough ROI on something like that from eyeballs and stuff, do you reckon?
Vibes and emotions.
Yeah, sick.
We got. Do you know what?
Good to know.
Yeah.
Welcome to the e-commerce masterclass, everyone.
Get some vibes going first.
Yeah. No, honestly, it got us on the BBC.
Yeah.
So Crafted was featured on the BBC as fastest growing men's jewellery brand in the world. They actually said that.
That alone, no?
It got us. So I had to do an interview on the BBC.
That's worth
Sky
2.5.
Sports News.
Keep going.
Yeah, Sky Sports News. A bunch of like local papers and stuff like that. Social shared it. Lad Bible shared it. It got PR. So if we were like going to do an activation and all these things that people plan, and you're like, right, do this activation where you stand in the middle of London and it's going to cost you 50k. Like, I don't think we would have got the press that got. So I think if we looked at it as a brand activation, I think it was a good job. But did it turn to revenue? Did folk? Like a lot of these things don't turn to revenue. There was ego in it, but it did something for the brand.
Most of the stuff, and I think it's a good lesson in marketing, in brand marketing as well. Most of the stuff is nothing more than making people who'd never heard of you before aware of your brand and that it exists. You still have to do the exact same e-commerce marketing strategy to reach them. It's just, they say it takes 7 times to hit a customer before they purchase. Maybe that just makes it 6.
Yeah, maybe. So you're on. So if you go through our journey and you get to the 11 and then you get to 15 in our third year, it was 15.5 and then we did 15.6 the year after. It's the first year that we had kind of stagnation, and that was because we spent 7 figures on brand marketing, I believe, and that's kind of my only real world example of it. We did a lot of podcast sponsorship. We did just a bunch of stuff, PR stuff, and the year after we stuck it straight back into ads and we went to 17.6. So
wow.
Oh, interesting. So you don't think
don't
brand working
sponsor podcasts.
The podcasts were great, and I'll tell you why. I'll tell you the do you know what, the secret sauce, because not a lot of people let you do it anymore, so it's kind of out in the open. The reason we sponsored podcasts, we didn't get a lot from the actual podcast itself, but what we did get was the use of the content. So we
spoke about this. I remember years ago because we were both using Stephen Bartlett in ads, right?
Yeah.
But you were an official sponsor, whereas he was just a customer and just sort of letting us do it.
That was the real gem, because at that
you were
point,
using him in your ads.
We were.
Well, it was the ad that he was saying.
Yes.
And then you would boost that ad.
Yeah. So we sponsored Daravisio 21 or 22.
And Modern Wisdom
22,
as well, right?
Sorry, 22 and Modern Wisdom. Yeah. 2 obviously wonderful speakers, and when they endorse your product, your cost per acquisition is lower. So that was the deal for us. That's how we monetized the deal. Because men's jewelry is difficult for these things. Clothing might be a lot easier. Subscription businesses might be a lot easier, but jewelry, it's very difficult no matter what. It's hard with influencers, so it's going to be hard with podcasts. So it's probably unique to our situation anyway. But when the person would do an endorsement, film it, and then we'd use that as an ad, it was always a great ad for us. Mid-funnel, upper funnel, whatever. But that was the secret sauce. But then Stephen didn't want us to do it anymore. And so the deal didn't make sense for us. So there was that. And the same with Chris. He didn't want us to do it anymore. We'll stop it immediately as soon as we're asked. We're not we're not like, this is the contract. But because it's obviously their personal reputations on the line too. So, but the secret sauce for that was using that. So if you can get that to work, that is a great